Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video, and today I got some really interesting news lined up for y'all. Today we're going to be talking about some different cryptos, not really like I do it every single day, but I'm going to be trying this out a little bit more just to give you guys some more general information about the crypto markets, really a lot of stuff going on, but also we're giving away $50 worth of crypto, and all that you have to do to enter is press the like button on this video right this second and comment something down below, and that is actually all that you need to do. And now some people are wondering like, wow, you're not really announcing those winners. What's going on there? Well, we actually only do these giveaways if we hit 300 likes within 24 hours. That's kind of the catch to the whole story. Again, some people say like, oh, you only want likes, you only want this, that. I really don't give anything about those likes or the comments. The comments are literally for you to enter, and the likes is just something like you got to kind of give back to have a reward sort of for it. It's also so we don't hit it every single day because, of course, that would not be possible to do. But every so often, I think it's a pretty cool thing to do from my perspective. Now, guys, again, if you actually see one of the articles that you really like, you can just scroll further, but let's start out with Litecoin. Litecoin loses over 30% of its valuation after halving as hash rate drops by 33%. Now, if you really like this, it sounds really, really bad. Really. I'm not going to deny that it is. It is definitely bad, but it is actually, if you put it into perspective, quite a little bit less bad than I would have expected, because if you look at some of the other altcoins that did not have a halving or did not have anything going on, and Litecoin did, yeah, some are doing equally as bad or really at least quite close to what they're doing, and that kind of, again, it kind of lightens it a little bit, lightens the mood as well. And really for the last day or so, it's been just extremely negative, like a lot of these coins are. But before that, yeah, I guess it was just kind of doing average if you look at the chart here. It's just really last week that it took a very, very big hit, like Ethereum, but then also before that and over a monthly period here, it's just taken a little bit more of a beating, all in for sure after the halving. And we can see that the hash rate has dropped by 33%. This was expected to happen already. People said everybody would abandon the network. It did not actually look like that exactly after the halving, but now a little bit further down the line, you've actually seen that go on. What I also do want to say though is, guys, you should check out my second channel called Dusty Finance. It's a pretty cool channel with some really cool videos on here, so that's why I keep recommending it to y'all. I normally, or at least my plan was to upload here twice a week. I don't know if I can do that, but I'm going to keep trying. There's no advertisements on these videos. They're completely free. I'm not selling you guys anything. They're just for fun because I like to give it to you guys. And there's actually also a Facebook group for crypto traders. If you're interested, make sure you check it out. It's in the description below. China may launch its very own state-backed cryptocurrency. Again, guys, I'm talking about these really global but really important subjects in the crypto space, as China has been talking about launching their own crypto for quite a long time. We saw it, at least, we saw some real serious threats come up when Libra was announced. Because when Libra was announced, China was like, what are you doing? You know, they were like, what's going on right there? And then when India also was like, yeah, we don't like Libra, China was like that, and everybody was kind of like that over there. Because they're just scared of such a big force in this, quote, new space, unquote, that they don't really know what to expect from. They don't really know if they want to accept everything. They don't know if they don't want to do something against it. And I can understand it from their perspective as well. They're just kind of holding back, yet afraid. But now more and more over time, articles are coming out that since the Chinese yuan is doing bad and they don't really want to use gold as a store of value, they want to kind of look for some other places. There's speculation, again, as we don't know for sure, that a lot of Chinese are buying Bitcoin. The Chinese government, and I guess everybody over there in China, is just like, you know what? It's pretty cool. Let's make our own cryptocurrency, or at least let's make something along those lines. And definitely, since the Chinese yuan in this trade war has not been doing too optimal, and there's some issues about what's going to happen to the coin, they want something else. I think crypto is a very good suggestion as well. Like, it's a very positive thing. 3 indicators suggest, or key indicators even, Bitcoin price is ready for a massive move. Now, guys, we cover this on a daily basis, right? We look at the Bitcoin price all the time. We look at all these analyses all the time. Yet, realistically speaking, most of the people are wrong. And most of the time people make articles like this and titles like this, it's because they just want clicks. Most of the time they don't really have anything really huge to say. But I actually was quite surprised, and again, to my surprise, this article had actually gotten quite a good value. So if you scroll through, you can see from at the top here, Bitcoin price has been everywhere and nowhere lately. As price consolidates, analysts are concurrently screaming bull and bear. The noise is leading to confusion for the average investor who is finding it difficult to separate it from the signal. Let's take a comprehensive view of Bitcoin's price action to gain clarity on the bullish and bearish scenarios with a special focus on 3 indicators. Tried reading that as boring as possible. Crypto fear and greed index, the Bitcoin golden ratio multiplier, and the Bollinger Bands. And now he's talking about a different story. Is 10K the new 1K for the Bitcoin price again? Is that kind of the beginning? Because Bitcoin's 3-month struggle to break the magical 10K feels like the beginning of 2017. Struggle to break 1K, we all know what comes next. And again, what this is pointing towards is like this 10K barrier that we're having here is the launch of something greater. So like we're struggling right now to keep up, going a little bit above it, back to like 14,000. Again, in the back areas, we're going to 1,400. And then back down below it, struggling to keep up with the number. And afterwards just spiked. Of course, we know it could be something really quite cool. Crypto fear and greed index at record lows. Again, so that is again how people hold and how it all plays out. You guys can probably understand from the title, Crypto Fear and Greed Index, what the frig it stands for. It's pretty obvious right there. And again, the Bollinger Bands, I actually don't think that's too much of a significance in this case, but they're tightening up, period. I mean, any beginning trader. And again, if you have questions about this, make sure you join the Facebook group. A link for this in the description below. But any beginning trader can know about that. What is cool though, and what I always like, is the golden ratio multiplier. Suggest accumulation in full swing. And again, there's so much more to talk about in this article, but this is actually one of the first times ever that I can just recommend you guys to just check it out. Right? It's worth a check. It's from Zero Hedge, and again, this is not paid, not promoting, not anything like that. I just think it was definitely worth the time. So that's again why I say that. Analyst. Altcoins may be front-running Bitcoin's movements. I don't think so. I don't think, however we're going to put it down and talk about it, I don't think so. It might look like it. It may feel like it for a little bit, but I don't think in the end that's the case. Holding Out says here, pretty interesting observation on yesterday's dump from a friend of mine. EOS dumped super hard before Bitcoin even moved. Ethereum, Litecoin, and other alts followed suit shortly after. Before the big dumping started on BTC, draw your own conclusions. And you got to kind of check which crypto is where, but most likely the coin, like it could have been the red line, that's BTC. Let's quickly zoom in. Yeah, here BTC. So EOS here fell like 5 minutes, maybe. We should take it like 15 minutes before Bitcoin fell in terms of price, with quite a heavy percentage though. Like really, this is no joke. But they fell quite hard before that Bitcoin fell, and so they might have been a catalyst. Ethereum and Litecoin also fell a couple of minutes before Bitcoin did, kind of signaling to us like the conclusion that we normally draw, that Bitcoin is really the main moving part for every other part to move along, is not always the case. But again, in general it is. But you could also see from a different perspective, if all altcoins fall, the chance that Bitcoin is going to fall a little bit is also quite high. It depends on what people do. If they sell their altcoins for Bitcoin, yeah, of course, then altcoins bleed and Bitcoin goes up. But if people just have fear of cryptocurrencies, yeah, if altcoins fall, people are also going to be selling their BTC to fiat. So, of course, the money is going to be flowing out of crypto instead of from the one crypto to another, having only a change in dominance. Very legit question, though, by the Promobile here is like, what's EOS? You know, because who the frick cares about that? I can understand that as well. As Bitcoin struggles below 9,550, here's what industry experts think. Guys, I didn't like, why? Why are you talking about this? Why do you care what those big players think? They're all doing it for their own personal benefit, all for their own personal gains. Even if they say something about moving parts, or they think 8,000, they think 10,000, they think 15,000, they think this is happening, that is happening. Really, you should not base anything off of those opinions, I find. Reason for that is they most likely have a secret agenda. They most likely have some bet plays. They most likely have some trade going on, as that is what they most likely do. They're most likely involved in that case. There's no guarantee that they're right. They can well all be wrong. Most likely they will be. And you have no good reason to put any trust into them. So I would probably not do that if I were you, if I had the chance at least. Ripple price prediction, XRP slumps to retest 24 cents. Why I had this in here is because there's general expectations of coins and their prices, and for XRP it's been quite negative, but if you look at it from a 7-day or even 24-hour perspective, it's actually one of the better performing coins. Specifically here on a 7-day basis, it's doing better than almost all of them. Yeah, look at this, guys. On a weekly basis, XRP is outperforming literally all the coins here. Up to the 29th, I'm thinking here. That it's just outperforming all of them. And yes, I'm not counting Tether and this other USD coin as real coins, as I don't think they are. But they're doing really quite well. And it's something, again, that you would not expect from how people are reacting to it and how people are making articles about it. They're just saying like down, 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 down. But it's going pretty okay. And I'm pretty amazed by that as well. Ripple price has slumped down below 25 cents. The following looks at what could happen next based on Elliott wave theory. Pretty cool, Elliott wave theory. I'm going to be uploading a little bit of cool stuff about that in the Facebook group, so make sure you go ahead and join that right now. Link is in the description below. Also, guys, don't forget to follow my second channel called Dusty Finance. Don't forget it. One thing I should also mention is the Telegram situation. Telegram says its Gram cryptocurrency is still on track to launch by October 31st. Failing that, Telegram will forfeit a $1.7 billion investment. Yeah, that would be a pretty big hold to place right there. It would be a pretty cool thing, but I don't think they could pull it off. In brief, Telegram is the latest company that wants to launch a digital currency with all high ambitions and a tight deadline. To succeed, it must comply with regulators by the end of October, which sounds unlikely, but only time will tell. The company doesn't have the best relationship with governments, but it stands to lose a hefty investment, so it's trying its best to deliver it on their promise. And again, we're talking about $1.7 billion right there. So, some people are saying 1.7 million, I guess here down below, but I believe it is $1.7 billion. I mean, it's a lot of money. It cannot be 1.7 million, as there's a lot of big funds who invest into this, and I guess 1.7 million doesn't sound like much to me in this case. 300 million users, there's so many people who would like to invest. If it was 1.7 million, they probably would not care about that, right? $2 million for Telegram? Maybe you guys should look it up. Maybe it's completely wrong, but I was believing it's a very big amount of money. That's why it's such a big issue. It's only 1.7 million, which is still a lot of money, but it's not as big of an issue as the rest would have been. Let me quickly check it though. Telegram ICO. What should we look up there? See here on The Verge. They have another article here. Yeah, $1.7 billion. Okay, just to verify, guys, so we have the correct information. I already expected it, but we never know for sure, so that's why we check. 3 reasons why Bitcoin price has crashed today. CME's Bitcoin futures, Bakkt launch, China willing to accept or appease trade conflict. Bitcoin has almost lost 7% during the last day. And according to CoinMarketCap data, taken analysts by surprise, here are the main reasons why cryptocurrency is testing new support levels right now. First of all, CME's Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin's latest crash, which started on Wednesday afternoon, sent prices below 9,500 for the first time since July. While it's difficult to determine exactly what happened right here, we have to look at the CME and other platforms providing crypto derivative trading. This Friday coincides with the expiration dates for Bitcoin futures at the Chicago-based CME, and thus many investors sold their holdings to settle the futures that are expiring soon, triggering the downtrend, and about half of the open interest of BTC futures is about to expire tomorrow. That's a pretty big deal. So from our end, it looks like it was a sell-off to cash settle futures that are coming due on Friday for BTC, and that's one of the biggest cases in my personal book, in my expectation. On Wednesday, so again yesterday, the ICE-backed or ICE-backed Bitcoin futures provider Bakkt announced that it would launch its platform on September 23rd after several delays. Interestingly, the company will make its warehouse available for institutional investors from September 6th. I don't really see how it's a bad thing, right? Because you would not expect it, but there's a catch. Bakkt is aimed at institutional investors, and it's natural that they would try to enter the market at the lowest possible price. Thus, the chances are that whales are trying to get some pressure on the support levels in an effort to drive retail investors to sell in panic. The resulting downtrend would allow whales to buy back and cheaper ahead of Bakkt launch. Again, that also makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a damn amount of sense to me. The China situation you probably already understand, again, being a safe haven for probably a lot of Chinese people. The Chinese official hinted that the country is looking to fix the situation with a calm attitude. and this gave a boost to stock markets and put additional pressure on Bitcoin. Gao Fang, a spokesperson for China's Ministry of Commerce, said, "We firmly reject an escalation of a trade war. We are willing to negotiate and collaborate in order to solve this problem with a calm attitude." A lot of people did not like that. SBI Holdings subsidiary will pay a shareholder dividend in XRP. This is one of the things that you really love to see. Honestly speaking, from a investor's or even a enthusiast point of view, this is amazing. And if we just read a little bit into it, as you got to get the idea of what's going on here, who's getting paid, what is going on. A subsidiary of SBI Holdings, the investment arm of the Chinese financial giant SBI Group, will pay out dividends to the largest cryptocurrency, or in large cryptocurrency, by market cap. Oh, why was I saying that? The third largest crypto, XRP, of course. According to the company's statement released by Wednesday, Morningstar Japan, a publicly traded joint venture with SBI Holdings, will pay out 30 XRP to shareholders with 100 or more shares. This intermediary shareholder benefit program will coincide with shares held as of September 30th, 2019. This move comes amid a company plan to increase the shareholder interim dividend. The current value of 1 XRP is $0.25. So talk about dollars here, about how much dividend they are getting paid. Neglectable, because there's no real money moving here. What is cool though is we don't know how many shareholders there are. Maybe there is 100,000 in theory. And also we don't know how big the market cap is, so we don't know how many shares are out there. Again, you can check, but I don't know, and I don't really care too much. We just know the amount of money is not what it's all about. It's just the idea that SBI is really facilitating all of this. SBI is putting effort into it. SBI is doing this. SBI is getting it done. All of that is really quite enthusiastic to me, and also quite crazy how really they are taking this that far. And yes, they are. They're doing a very good job at it, realistically speaking here. Again, cannot complain about SBI. They've been doing the best. Lawsuits and Ripple Labs sales are bad news for XRP. XRP, somebody said, "I'm out. Sold all my personal XRP. Going to trade my way out of the hold that is XRP, One, and Link. They are just start, and there will be others before I return to XRP. Just in time for launch October, November, December, January, March." And this is not the issue of one, but this is the issue of many. Somebody else said, "If XRP breaks this 27-cent support, it goes another minus 50% to 14. And he also said, "This isn't making fun of it or being an XP hater, but XP Army, if it breaks 27 cents, it goes for another minus 50% to 14 cents. And if it breaks that, then over to 0. This is just the pure technicals. Be aware. Food for thought, not FUD. If XP, 0, Ripple IPO, mark my words." And on a side note to that, of course, people are, again, referring to the community talks. So Ripple continued billing or dumping billions of XRP, crashing the price. And Brett Garling here just said on Twitter, "I'm always struck by the questionable sources, I'm being generous here, spreading FUD about XRP and Ripple, even more so over the last few weeks, Ripple's XRP sales, litigation, etc. Thus, I feel compelled to comment." And again, if you check it out, it's pretty interesting what he did there. "As a defendant in the class action lawsuit, I won't get into the details. Response from Ripple is coming soon. I will say, SEC guidance isn't issued by a commission and isn't law, rule, or regulation. It's clear XRP is not a security, and the UK and others have said as much. XRP sales are about helping expand XRP's utility, building RippleNet, and supporting other businesses building with XRP, i.e. Dharma and Forte. Reality is, we decreased our sales by volume quarter over quarter, and since then, the inflation rate of XRP circulating supply has been lower than that of BTC and Ethereum. Ripple continues to set industry standards in reporting and transparency. One example is our quarterly market report. We lay it all out, and it's not our view, but fact." And there's a little bit more info on that, the XP Markets report for Q2. So that's kind of a referring to the issue / complaint from before that they addressed, because people were complaining like, how much XP is going in, how much XP is going out, their plan doesn't work out, how much is what's going on with all that. And the Q2 market report, they explained it all, everything was good, and we were all happy about it. But again, there's a couple of comments in here that are pretty worth it to check out, but you can just do so if you wanna. What was important again is the Brett Garling House here's response was pretty good, I mean. Tron extends sell-off, sheds more than 10% despite halving optimistic fundamentals. Again, it's Tron, guys. I've not been reporting on Tron too much as they're just kind of in the back right now. I don't know, but I've just not been getting the good responses I normally get from Tron supporters. I've not been seeing the enthusiastic vibes on Twitter that I normally see from Tron, so kind of back down from it a little bit. Would you guys like to see more Tron? Let me know in the comment section down below. This is going to be it for this video, though, guys. Hopefully you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you press the like button right now, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody, and have a very nice day. Don't forget to check out the Facebook group. Don't forget to go ahead and check out my second channel. You must check these videos out, guys. No advertisement, no selling you nothing, just free info. Check them out, and I'll see you back again on this channel soon.